Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here, back with another video. Hope everyone's well wherever you are. And every Tuesday and stroke or Thursday, whenever I get the chance, I hope to cover these sorts of videos about what I hope for tea firms or companies or brands or companies that deal with tea um, to invest in or to what I think they could do to support charities or different projects. In some cases, they'll be selfish ideas, but in most cases, they'll be for charity. So I hope you enjoy these videos, and as ever, I'd love to hear what you think. And I mean, I say it every Tuesday and Thursday I'd love to cover these videos, but I don't know how many ideas I'll have to cover. So I might well cover these in all the ideas I have in these 3 videos. But yeah, please let me know what you think as ever, and what sort of charities or causes you think are important to support, and what sort of things you think tea companies or firms or brands could do for charity. Anyway, here goes. So number one, as I say, from a selfish point of view, I would love for tea firms or companies such as Tata, which owns Tetley, to invest in Italian football. Teams. Obviously, it's a selfish idea of mine as a fan of Italian football. Number 2, I know I normally do these 30 point videos where I come up with 30 ideas, or try to come up with 30 ideas if I can. It's not my favorite number, it's just that it's for some reason it's a number I use to organize myself. So yeah, it's sometimes it is difficult to come up with that many ideas, but out of habit perhaps I should change a bit. But anyway, I might repeat this idea quite a lot, because it's one of the main things which I hope to come to in part 2, but it's one of or in part 3 even. But anyway, it's one of the main causes or incentives for, it's basically how I came up with the idea. But again, I hope to cover that in point number 21. But yeah, I would love for tea firms or companies to support Indigenous people from Africa and even Australasia in tech, like providing tech training and opportunities, PCs and laptops for all possible people across Africa, maybe working with NGOs and even African governments and politicians and that sort of thing. Number 3, I hope for tea firms or companies or brands to, I suppose it's not really an original idea as such, like some of my ideas are, but I would love for tea companies and firms and brands to host events, possibly at libraries or in public areas generally, or wherever where I've sort of seen this done for like cancer research here in the UK. So basically, I think normally they sell coffee or sometimes tea as well, and the proceeds go towards cancer research. So I think they could do that. Like, they could sell tea in certain areas wherever they have permission to sell them, and they could donate 10% of the profit towards things like tackling cancer or other illnesses and diseases and disabilities, not just in the UK or the US, but or basically all around the world, across Asia and Africa, Ireland, and all around the world, as I say. But yeah, maybe like supporting homeless people, or maybe they could have a different theme for different days and things like that. And obviously, it'd be a mutual benefit as well, because tea companies themselves would make more money by selling the tea, but at the same time, they would also be benefiting the charities as well. I hope that makes sense. Number 4, I think it'd be great if they had fair trade. I know there already is fair trade, but yeah, I hope to encourage that and look at the ways they can help the people who plant the tea or make the tea, or people who work in the fields and that sort of thing, and cultivate the tea, or whatever it's called, and also support projects that support peace. Basically, support peace projects or peace development and that sort of thing. Not very good at English, am I? But anyway, moving on. Number 5, again, I hope they will look at causes around the world and like how to help with things like the food crisis at the moment, especially in the Horn of Africa, and helping people with their energy bills, their food costs, and other such things, helping homeless and disabled people around the world, and all sorts of things like that. And again, like looking at those who are most in need, like how they can help them, and supporting causes like animal rights and things like that. And once one or two companies get involved. Hopefully other companies will want to outdo each other, so that obviously it's good for their PR, and they can show what they're doing for the community. I know tea firms and brands and companies generally do this sort of stuff, but hopefully through my ideas, hopefully I'll inspire them somehow. That's the plan anyway, that's the dream. But yeah, so hopefully they'll support some of the poorest people around the world. And again, animal rights, supporting women in developing countries, former colonies perhaps even, and that sort of thing. Number 6, again, I would love for them to invest in Italian football, from like investing in academies or football pitches, places for sport, spaces for sport, in Italy's case, football, and invest as much money as possible in all levels of Italian football, from the lowest to the highest level, especially in Serie A, but even in Serie B, Serie C, Serie, however you pronounce it. But yeah, so basically investing in Italian football as much as possible. And I'd love to work with tea companies perhaps in the future to share my ideas with them. That would be another dream of mine. Number 7, I'd also love for them to invest in Celtic. For those who have watched my previous videos, you'll probably guess by now what like certain numbers remind me of certain things. That's why I struggle to not repeat certain ideas or certain things. It's not just because I drink tea that I come up with these ideas, but I just think it sort of, I would say, tea for technology sort of goes, and that's how the idea came about. And I thought, what if they support other causes as well, supporting Indigenous Africans and Australasians in tech? And again, they could work with Celtic's foundation itself as well as investing in the club, help them to invest in academies, football academies for Italian teams and Celtic, especially in developing countries, and that sort of thing. But yeah, they could work with charities and NGOs and things like that. Like football clubs, at halftime they could, like footballers could have tea at halftime, and again, like some of the profits could go to charity or things like that. I'd love to come up with these innovative ideas. Number 8, I hope they will support causes that promote peace and love and harmony, and build bridges, and things like support anti-imperialism perhaps, and pan-Asianism, pan-Africanism, and sort of anti-hate projects, pro-peace and love, and talk about how to make the world a better place and be positive and that sort of thing. Number 9, I also hope they will support poets, authors, writers, architecture and other such projects and that sort of thing across Asia as much as possible, both Asia and Africa. And again, especially in the communities where the tea is made, like in parts of India and China and places like that, and help them to network together and that sort of thing, and build bridges again between different Asian and African nations. And number 10, again, I hope they'll support children's rights, child protection, and youth development, youth empowerment, and education for girls, for instance, and things like that in developing countries again, and giving access to technology again for Indigenous people from Africa and Australasia, and support animal rights, and support 10% poorest people in all possible countries. Again, supporting homeless people, disabled people, disadvantaged people, supporting people with their cost of living and things like that. So hope you enjoyed this video, as I say, and again, I'd love to read your comments, and I'm going to take the dog for a walk, and I am out. Peace out.